Hello, it is Tara here. I'm a camel behaviorist, wellness and energy expert, and this is my very first full moon energy challenging or update, whatever you want to call it, for this full moon in February 2022 on my new channel here and my new branding Camel channel. Absolutely gorgeous day here and the perfect day. The full moon actually, I don't know when you're watching this, and it doesn't really matter when you're watching this, but if you're watching this as soon as it goes up, it's definitely, the full moon's happening. It's Wednesday here in Australia, and it's going to happen in the morning at about 4 a.m. in the morning. So perfect time to start connecting into that energy. If you're into that sort of thing, if you're watching this and going, what the hell is this woman on about? Maybe just give it a listen, because this is about bonding and connecting with your camels and or with any animals that you have, in fact, and also bonding and connecting with other family members and friends and family. So there's a lot to cover here, and I'm going to do it in the shortest amount of time as possible. But basically where I want to start off is when is a good time to connect and bond with camels. Because camels live outside 24/7, they extremely in touch with Mother Earth. They're extremely sensitive, I find. Personally, I find they're sensitive around the full moon. They're more open to connection, they're more open to bonding. So even if you're one of those people that maybe have been struggling a little bit how to bond with your camel or any animal, like obviously this is a channel about camels, but this is generally speaking about any animal, this is a great time being in this full moon energy, which is Leo energy, which is lion and sort of like getting things done and achieving things. So this is a great time to deepen that connection and bond with your camel. So what are some things that you can do around this time? Well, if you're watching this before the full moon happens wherever you are in the world, I highly recommend the amazing experience of going outside, whether that be on the full moon or the night after the full moon, because it sort of rises a little bit earlier the following day. Or even for the remainder of February. It doesn't have to be on this full moon day. It's just a little bit more energetically powerful, I suppose you could say. So some things that you can do to strengthen this connection and bond that you have with your camel, especially for shy and sensitive camels. That's sort of the message that's coming through, is just like shy and sensitive camels, because obviously those that have had a lot of human contact, they're not so shy and sensitive, so they don't need this as much, but it's still such a beautiful experience. So my suggestion is just go outside with your camel, make sure you're safe. If you don't know this camel, obviously have a fence or something in between you and the camel, and just be in the camel's space, sit there, observe the full moon, observe the night sky, and just notice how relaxed your camel is. And if you're an intuitive person, or in quotes an animal person, you'll start like getting some feelings around this. You'll start from that animal or from that camel, you'll start getting some feelings maybe of contentment, or maybe they're trying to send you a message, like anything. It could be about well-being, it could be about their training, absolutely anything. And I'm not kidding when I say that my full moon experiences with my camels have been life transformative for me. And therefore for my camels, because I was able to deepen that bond and connection with my animal, and it's freaking incredible. And I highly recommend you give it a go, whether you class yourself as spiritual or woo-woo or not. Just give it a go, because camels are 100% in their circadian rhythm. In other words, they live outdoors all the time. They know when the sun goes down, they know when it's going to come up, they know when the tides are changing, the sky is changing, when there's going to be a storm, when there's not going to be a storm. Like, they know everything about Mother Nature, more than we could ever know, because we live in houses and we have artificial light and all that sort of stuff. So to tap into that camel's energy whilst in this full moon, about that connection and bond, because that's the theme for this full moon, connection and bonding with your animals, with your camel. Just tapping into that energy around what it's going to be like potentially for the future for you and your camel. If you've always craved this strong bond and connection that you see other people have with their animals, or maybe you've seen my older videos and you're like, well, I want that, I want what she's got, or I want what he's got, this is your time to do that. And it's super exciting because once a camel has bonded and connected with you, it's for life. They never forget. They're a bit like elephants. They never forget about you. They never forget about the experiences that they've had with you. So even what's coming through also, if you've been having training or handling challenges with your camel, even health challenges with your camel, also a good time to connect with them at a deep level, you know, whether that be on the full moon or for the duration of February. Just choose a night to go out. And I know you guys in the States, you're probably freezing cold at the moment, but I'm sure it's manageable in one way or another. You can rug up or do something and get outside. If you're in other continents of the world where it's a little bit warmer, like here in Australia, beautiful summer nights, go out barefoot, you know, obviously remain safe around your camel. If you know your camels well, you can be in their space, you can be sitting next to them while they're sitting down, just chewing their cud, being themselves. If you feel like you've had a really hard time the last few months, the last year, the last 2 years, sitting down with your camel under a full moon whilst they're sitting down and they're calm, and this is obviously if this camel already trusts people, that will be an extremely amazing healing experience for you. And this message is for myself too. Definitely some challenges in my life in the last few months. So it's reminding me also to tap into this connection and bond on this full moon in February 2022. So I just want to check my notes to make sure that I've covered everything. Because it's super important that I'm thorough with these explanations, and if there's any uncertainty around anything that you're hearing, just pop it in the comments and I'll clear that up for you the best I can. Again, like if all this talk is about being with your camel, but if you don't have a camel yet, because I hope you do one day, then just do it with any animal that's in your experience, and whether that be wildlife, go out and be amongst nature and amongst wildlife on a full moon or for the remainder of February, or a pet dog or a cat, but preferably something that is living outdoors 24/7, because you want to tap into that circadian rhythm. You want a do-over, you know, you want to refresh. You know, it's only February, it's the start of the year. Let's make this year flow on effect be absolutely freaking amazing for you and every experience that you have, and that's getting in that circadian rhythm or tapping into that energy of the circadian rhythm is going to be paramount to help you propel you into this year. And again, same message, like this is the message that I get, I'm telling you, but also it's very, very relevant to me too at this point in time. Yeah, and you would notice in the picture that I've posted on Instagram and on all the socials, and also this YouTube channel here, is that the picture had kookaburras in it. Kookaburra energy is very prominent at the moment because kookaburras are about connection and forming really strong bonds. Generally they say with family and friends, but I want to put that across the board with nature. A strong bond with family, friends, loved ones, camels, your pets, whatever it is. So the kookaburra energy is definitely coming through there as well, and that's why I wanted to add the kookaburra in there. That's just how it happened, so I let that flow through, sort of thing. So again, I just want to check my notes to make sure I've got everything. So on a practical and a logical sense, that of course external weather can, like environmental factors, can determine how calm your camel is to have this experience. But we've still got the rest of the month. You know, it's only the middle of the month. So if you have to look at weather forecasts to see when is a good time to do this, then do that. I'm really getting the message that it's sort of a nighttime thing, nighttime. But again, like if you consider yourself an animal person and intuitive, then if daytime is the only time you can do it, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. But most animals, well, camels, sorry, not most animals, I just hang out with camels the most. The camels energy at night is really I feel like saying enlightened, but I don't think that's the right word. It's calm, it's engaged, it's present, and that's what you will need in your life moving forward from February and until the end of the year. So every month I'll do a full moon energy reading / update involving camels and how you can connect more deeply with your camels. Again, camels / animals in general, but my theme here is obviously camels, because the Camel Channel here, it's definitely all about that strong bond and strong connection with your animals, with your camels. If you don't have that, the training and handling is kind of going to be pointless, because if you don't have that, it's sort of like if you have that strong bond and connection, you can keep moving forward. But if you just start with training, you're starting up here and you've got nothing to fall back on. You've got no bond, you've got no connection, you've got no trust built. It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. Like the camel, logically, yes, the camel will keep in routine. Camels love routine. But if something mildly changes out of the routine, that will affect their energy dramatically and possible meltdowns, however that may look for your camel. So that is why the strong bond and connection is so paramount, and that energy is just very, very present and prominent this month. So I suggest you take on the tips of spending time with your camel at night time amongst the full moon if you can, or for the remainder, choose a night for the remainder of the week. And when I say night, I don't mean like spend the whole night out with them. It could be 15 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, or it could be 5 minutes. Like, I get that life can be busy. I have 3 children, I have camels, I have dogs, I have all the things, and life gets busy, but it's making that time for yourself. Because us humans are wired for connection and forming strong bonds and trust, and so too are camels. They're wired exactly the same way to form strong connections, strong bonds, and trusting relationships within their herd environment, as well as with anything that comes into the experience, aka us humans. So I really hope you got a lot out of this, and don't feel like you have to action it straight away. Just let all of this sink in. You may want to watch this again or hear it again if you're on the podcast listening, and just really tap into this. Even looking at the actual artwork that I've done for this video and that I've posted all over the socials on Camel Channel. Just looking at that, you can print it off, you can just observe the energy that's in that. That can be enough too. It's whatever tools and resources that you have. Like if you live in a high apartment building and you've got no access to animals at all, printing off or just looking on your phone, screenshotting or whatever, and just tapping into the energy of that artwork is enough. So I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad that I get to share this with you. I'm super excited for what the Camel Channel has coming forward. We've got some amazing interviews and podcasts coming up. There's just so much that I'm really looking forward to sharing with you on the Camel Channel here. So if you've got friends that you know might be interested in this, or you're like, oh, camels novelty, there's a lady talking about camels and energy, what a novelty, tell your friends. Because this is a way to give back, and I have a membership as well that can tap more into this, and we tap into I put up tutorials on how to take care of camels, training camels, handling camels. You can find that all over at the website camelchannel.com. So thank you for being here. Happy February. Build those strong bonds and connections with the things and beings around you. It's so important for this month. Thank you for being here. Namaste.